car Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, today it is time for episode number 34 of our Dirt Career Mode series. And guys, just for a quick little bit, we're going away from the historic rally and we're jumping into some land rush activities. The car we are jumping into is a car you guys saw the previous episode make its debut in the garage, and that is our new off-road buggy. You guys know, I don't know if you guys know, but if you don't, these land rush events only have a semi-final and a final. Even if you don't go through from the semi-final to the final, you drive in final 2, which is just for a lot less points than in final 1. To get through to the final, you need to come in the top 4 in your semi-final. So we have got it all to do here in, I think we're in Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. I can't actually remember. But it's a six race, basically 3 events, 6 race calendar to do with this buggy. And then after that, I'll see if I'll be heading towards the rear-wheel drive Land Rush Stadium truck. With that beautiful V8 engine. But here you guys can just quickly see me tune the little buggy to suit my driving style. Well, I was just throwing a little bit of a stone into the dark here. So I just wanted to make sure that the buggy, you know, was just a little bit more stable. One thing that I struggled with when I did the time trial was getting this buggy to behave. It didn't want to go in a straight line. I wanted to drift the whole time. So that was the main thing that I wanted to sort out as we headed into our first practice session.
Roger on.
Thank you, my beautiful spotter. Guys, a very high revving little engine, and it's...
Go!
There we go, you guys heard it there from our spotter. And guys, this first track, it's a unique one. And let me put it to you guys this way. This buggy can handle absolutely anything. It just bounces around and it looks and feels amazing. As I have a little bit of a moment there. Luckily, I kept it out of the tire. I just did. Yeah, that was scary. Guys, let me quickly take you guys around a lap here. The laps are short, as you guys just quickly saw. They're 39 seconds. Laps are not long. You just have to keep the car in a straight line. You guys can still see the rear end is misbehaving, but it was reasonably controllable. So I was really comfortable with the buggy at this stage. I like a car that's a little bit naughty on the rear end, especially in off-road racing. Track racing, and not so much. But off-road racing, I can live with it. So as you guys see, you're going through this next spot. There we go. We're also going through here now the final corner. It's really bumpy, these tracks, guys, but this buggy suspension, it just dances away the pain. Oh yeah. Guys, don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms, especially Twitter and Instagram. If you like this video, please share it with your friends on those social media platforms. Tag me in the post or story and I will give you a shout out in a future video. Excuse me for talking over my spotter there. We're heading into the semi-final right now. And guys, also, if you enjoyed what you've seen so far, don't forget to drop a like on the video right down below. It's only going to take you 2 seconds to drop a like. Guys, as we head to 3 red lights, the ready to race goes away. We rev the car up and it's go for our first semi-final. Look at that. Did you guys see that on the right hand side? That guy just basically drove over my front wheel and he just basically had he two-wheeled himself. Wow. So we actually had a really good start until I did that. Wow. Stupid. Yeah, that was not the smartest thing to do. A little bit too enthusiastic into the first corner, and I basically held up more than half of the field. So you guys see the 2 leaders are actually battling away very fiercely. So you guys see that I take a Formula Drift line through that next hairpin. But now I'm chasing after the top 3. 4th will get me through to the final. But you guys know me. I'm still gonna try and go for that juicy dub into the final corner. The semi-final race which you are looking now is 4 laps, and the final is 5 laps. So it's also not really long races. As we start lap 2, let's head into this next part, nice and sideways, clip that inside embankment. You can't call it a curb. I nearly called that a curb. I would have absolutely burst out in laughter if I did that. And here you guys can see, heading into this next quarter, these guys are actually fighting really hardly. Ooh, the 2 leaders have made contact, and they've opened up the door to the 3rd place man and myself, who are now the 2 people battling for the lead. Going down this next section, you guys can see he forces me wide, and nearly that purple and white slime sponsored car nearly takes me out and sends me into oblivion. through this next part. You guys can see I'm still really struggling to get grips of this car. But I mean, guys, this was my first race. All I wanted to do was keep the car on the road. We get a beautiful exit out of the final corner. And what am I doing? Okay, I need to stop giving myself heart attacks and just ease it up a bit. Ease it up a bit. Okay, so that was, we fell down all the way to 5th. We're now back into 4th. We've got a 3 wide moment heading to the next corner. I decided to sneak it up the middle there while I thought about it. Go through the 3rd and 4th, the 2nd and 3rd place man, getting myself up into 2nd. And now we are still once again right behind the leader, Mr. Jay Warren. And now, guys, as we go through the final corner to start our final lap, can we get a stonking exit like we did the beginning of the previous lap? Oh, yes, we do. Over the big jump. And yes, it is our last lap, and as you guys can see, head to the first corner. We have taken the lead of this race. We drift the car through, and now all we have to do is hold on to a very, very entertaining first race, I'm not gonna lie. Let's keep a hold of this first place, and into this next corner. You guys can see I'm already counter steering into the corner as the rear end steps out. Over this little jump into the downhill, get the car turned in as quickly as possible. Keep hold of the rear end through this next part. One little jump. No, 2 jumps actually. Well, this second one's not a jump because you brake for the final corner. And guys, for our first win in our Land Rush Buggy, I hope I've earned your subscribe. Hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell.
First, well done.
Thank you, thank you. I think that was also well done. A very interesting race, even though I cost a few guys. Most probably a very good place in the final. But guys, that is myself, the Mexican Carrillo, and other Mexican Martinez, as well as Jay Warren. So all the Americans in semi-final B, well, semi-final 2 basically fell out. Even at semi-final A, like the Americans did not do well. So they are being schooled by some of the other nations in this whole little thing. But guys, let's head straight to the final. I don't see why we can't go straight in. Yeah. Is the spotter gonna say anything? No? No? Still no? Something? Anything? Okay. Now he's listening outside. Yep, there he said something. In any case, you can see we are completely on the left-hand side. It is go for the final here of our first event in the Land Rush Buggies. You can see I actually have a very good start over the jump. I nearly completely missed the track there. But we head into the first quarter. There's a little bit of bumping and rubbing between myself and the guy who is now in the lead, but nothing too dirty. You can see heading through this next section. This is an absolutely awesome camera as we come over the jumps, head into this next hairpin corner. You can see I go for the inside dive. I actually get the move done, but the guy in second place hooks me and sends me wide. He takes back the lead as we head over this massive jump here. It's actually just massive when it comes to the incline of the jump. It's not really a big jump, if you put it that way. You have to take it at much higher speed to make it a big jump. But through the final quarter, it is myself and one of the other guys battling now for the lead. The rest of the pack, we are starting to leave them in our dust. Let's start lap 2 of 5. Keep the buggy under control. You guys see, I have a little bit of a sneak peek there up the inside, but I was a little too early onto the brakes. But with the car misbehaving like it did, that was really an awkward way to take that jump. With the car misbehaving, I was just trying to slow it down a bit. You guys can see basically all the corners are, no, not all of them, but most of them are hairpins. So you really have to slow down after you've been airborne. So yeah, guys, heading into the final corner. Here we go. I'm just trying to get onto, it's actually S. Carrillo who is ahead of me. And all I'm trying to do is just get onto his rear end, but he just seems to have that little edge on me heading into the corners. But you guys see here, heading into the first quarter, we go for the little inside look, but he just shuts the door straight in our face. And I'm not gonna lie, that started to be a bit while I was actually driving. As we go over these jumps once again, just keep the buggy under control. Guys, this is a drive and a half. We are on lap 3. The race is basically halfway now because this is the halfway point of the lap. You guys see I go very aggressively off of that downhill descent of that jump. Now heading into the final corner, little bit of airborne from that previous little jump through the final corner, and all I have to do now is hope and pray I get a really good exit as I'm trying to chase down the man in the lead in his red and white buggy. I don't have any idea who is sponsoring that buggy, but it looks quite nice, I'm not gonna lie. So you guys see, through the first quarter, I clipped that inside embankment, and actually, we are already running away from the rest of the field, which I'm not complaining about. It only makes it a 2-horse fight for the win here. Oh, we get a beautiful landing off of the previous jump. We go up the inside, but we're wide, and the leader, well, the man who was the ex-leader for a split second that takes back his lead. He defends really good, but through the next quarter on the downhill, I go once again up the inside with a massive dive, and this time I shut the door in his face, just like he did with me, but he's still there as I go wide out of the final quarter. And as we start the final lap, I was lucky to take the lead there and actually keep the lead. It's 8 tenths separating me and the guy in second place. Let's see if we can extend that 8 tenths of a second gap. It looks like we are doing it, but you can never say never until the fat lady has sung over these little ramps into this. Is it ramps or jumps? Ramps or jumps? Yeah, I'm a little bit twisted on that. I am not quite sure, but we will figure it out eventually. Guys, if I say a ramp or if I say jump, they mean the same thing for this video. Heading into the final quarter, guys, to end of lap 5, as we will take our first win for the Buggy Land Rush series, and that was an epic way to start this series.
Nice one. Happy with that.
Oh yeah, you better be happy with that. You better be happy. You better be happy. Guys, come on. Those were 2 epic races because there was battling going on until basically the checkered flag. That was absolutely awesome. So these buggies are called the Laroque 2XR buggies. Jeez, man, that is just, that's a mouthful. But as you guys see in our final, it was basically no Americans on the podium. We've got me, the Australian Jay Warren, and I'm not sure if that's the Australian or the New Zealand flag, but I think it's the Australian flag, and then a Mexican NP3 in the form of Mr. Martinez. So the Americans are still not doing too well. Now, guys, you guys see one of the sponsors are not happy because we did not achieve the fastest lap of the weekend, which is okay. With that 3 against 1, yeah, I'd rather have 3 happy sponsors than, you know, like all the sponsors, like 3 unhappy sponsors and 1 happy sponsor. I mean, if you can't please everybody all the time. It's just a little bit impossible, unfortunately. But guys, heading to the next event, we're heading towards California for the final 2 events. But the 2 events in California will have different. The tracks will look a little bit different. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. These Land Rush tracks really are immensely fun to drive, and it's always just a joy to drive them with the big jumps, the very tricky corners, and all that types of jazz. It really makes for a very intriguing driving experience. This track here in California has got a few more, I would say, aggressive jumps. So we're going to have to watch out for our suspension a bit. Even though this buggy suspension is basically bulletproof, you still can't take it a little bit too angry, too aggressive, if you guys know what I mean. But guys, we tuned the car. Let's see what we can do in practice. Boom.
Revs are on.
Okay, dokie, the revs are on. Guys, let's get this going. 3 red lights and they go green, and then we are off for our practice run. Guys, I do not actually know why, but in practice you get 6 laps for some other reason. I'm not complaining, it makes you practice properly. And as you guys can see, I made the gearing a little bit short, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I actually forgot to retune the car this entire event. So be ready for a lot of rev limiter banging throughout this event. But 2 races in this event, we can quickly kind of finish practice. So you guys see, oh, that's a very aggressive hairpin, which I'm a little bit too hot heading into. But I will get the grip of that. I will get 2 grips with that hairpin eventually. Sorry, I'm trying to talk too quickly. My brain is playing Formula 1 and my mouth is playing chess. So they're not at the same speed, if you guys know what I mean. Heading on to the final lap, guys. It was a solid practice session. I love these little corrugations. Ooh, 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 ooh. That shakes your spine, it shakes your booty, it shakes your neck, it shakes your everything. But it's still fun to drive, even though I think it's it's very painful. That was a very nice rear entry into that hairpin. Guys, that's probably the most fun corner of this little track layout. So I enjoyed that corner a lot. You guys can see I'm abusing the handbrake and the rear end entry into that hairpin. But we come across the line. A few good laps. I had a few not so good laps, but it's not the end of the world. And guys, now we're heading straight into the race. Yes.
Okay, get a good start and let's get your result today.
That is the idea, my spotter. That is always the idea. And you're probably going to say something again as soon as the lights come on.
Ready.
Like that. Okay, Guys, 3 red lights, the ready to race disappears. We rev the car up, and the handbrake gets let go in now. Gets let go in now. Oh boy, I've got a brain fart, a constant brain fart. In any case, guys, you guys see heading into this. It's a drag race, but we get hooked. We get hooked by the green Castrol Energy car, the green, red, and white Castrol Energy car. Oh, I actually should have put in a replay, but he just glanced through your shot there. Oh my soul, he just hooked me as we went over that first ramp, and he hooked me in the air, guys. When we landed, there was nothing that I could do. So I apologize to the 2 other cars that I did hook as well, but I had no control. Guys, you guys can see him at 5th place. Here, where is he? He's on my inside. He's the car literally just ahead of me. Okay, damn, there's so much dust. Well, there's 2 of them. There's one in the lead, but I know that it's not the one in the lead because he was also caught up in the crash. He can't be the one in the lead. So it's basically Mr. T Hunter, and at this stage we are not heading towards the final because we are in 5th place. But let's quickly see if we can catch up to that green and white car. As I can't see properly. There's a blue car ahead of me. Oh boy, I don't know where they are. I think the green and white cars are ahead of us. Yes, they are. We get ourselves up into P3. And guys, I think it was Martinez actually. Oh, that is the blue car nearly runs over me like a monster truck. Little bit aggressive there between the 2 of us. But we get our car now up into P3 and heading into the first corner. You guys can see, hitting these corrugations. Okay, there we go. I felt it with you guys. Or you felt it with me. How are we going to put that? You felt it with me, I felt it with you. Nevertheless, okay, we're now trying to chase down Martinez. We are now still in P3. And yes, that is definitely Martinez, guys. That's the green, white, and red car that hooked me at the start. Guys, rubbing's racing, and you can't have the perfect start or a perfect race every single time. There is bound to be a little bit of tension between all of these competitive drivers. You guys see her bouncing the cars over the corrugations again, while Martinez gets a terrible run today as well as his teammates, and that is us up into the lead as those 2 Castrol sponsored cars just had a little bit of a kerfuffle and they just completely threw themselves under the bus as we are now into the lead with our beautiful orange and black number 51 car through the final hairpin. This car's got a really weird steering wheel. It's got a really weird steering wheel, but in any case, over the little jump, and that is us to take the win.
First, well done.
Thank you very much. Oh, guys, that was fun. That's what I love about these Land Rush races, and I know I've won all of them, but I mean, damn, you really have to work for the victories. It's not just that they're given to you, you really have to work for them. Damn. Okay, we've got obviously a lot of bodywork damage thanks to that little kerfuffle in the beginning of the race, but guys, it is time for the final. Let's see if we can make it 2 dubs in a row.
Best effort today, pal. Let's see what you can do.
We're always gonna try our best, you know that. Why do you guys keep forgetting that? I mean, come on.
Reds are on.
Let's go, baby, let's go. Guys, 3 red lights, ready to race, disappears, and it's go for the final. As it's a little bit of a jump there in the recording there, guys. I'm sorry about that, but we are in P3 after the start. Ooh, a little alert to the brakes for the leader, Mr. Hunter. What is Jay Warren doing there? He gave me a little bit of a heart attack, and there's just squabbling going on everywhere as the guys are absolutely just battling away for position, and I have been completely screwed off of my starting position. We go up the inside of Mr. Hall there, Mr. W. Hall, and now we are trying to go up the inside of Curtis, Mr. W. Curtis. Come on. We go on to, that's a little bit too aggressive there on the handbrake. You guys see it now heading onto the main, well, you can call it a main straight because it is a main straight, but it's a really bumpy main straight. Guys, imagine an F1 car on a track like this. I think it'll be the most funny thing in the world. It's just you gotta cruise at like 10 kilometers an hour, and it's gonna like hang itself up on every jump. Oh boy! As you guys see now, I'm already battling for the. No, I'm not battling for the lead. That was for P2. But we are now into P2 as the blue and white car in the lead currently is busy schooling us a bit. I'm gonna have to put foot to the floor if I want to catch this guy. Let's go. Why do they take the ramp so slowly? They are on brutal difficulty. They can absolutely just gas it. I mean, come on, AI, come on, give me a bigger challenge. I want a bigger challenge. I might eat my words because they're already giving me quite a good challenge. So I might just regret that. But in any case, you guys see it heading through this next part. It is now myself versus the leader. And I think it's lap 3 now. I think so. We'll see as soon as we go back to our personal POV. through the final corner. You guys can see that I am catching, hopefully I'm catching quick enough. We go over this next part, heading into the first corner where all the corrugations are. Very bumpy, very bumpy. It is now lap 3, guys. We've still got, well, basically 2.5 laps to go. As we go into my favorite corner, this very tight hairpin drift the car through there. That was absolutely spectacular and fantastic. So you guys have seen how it looks now off board and on board. It is amazing. It is amazing. You guys see it through the final corner to start lap 4, and now it is time to push like an absolute crazy person. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. 30.9 second lap time, a much shorter track than the previous one. The previous track was 39 seconds. As we're really close to the first place, man, we have to back off there quickly as we nearly run into the back of him. And we go around the outside of my favorite corner, but he just parks the car on the apex. Well, he drifts the car onto the apex. And now, through this next spot, we hug the inside, trying to go for the outside. We gotta go for the switchback. The switchback of dreams has just been done there on an off-road course. It's a drag race towards the line. We take the lead, but it is only the start of the final lap. Heading into the first corner, let's hit these corrugations and bounce. We are over the corrugations, and now we are into the lead. We've only got about 3 corners to hang on, and here comes the hairpin. Nicely drifted through there. Bang the car in the rev limiter to make sure that the wheels keep spinning. And there we go, guys, through the final corner. Is there anything that Mr. Hunter can do about it? I do not think so. We put the power down, we hit the little jump, and guys, that is 2 dubs in a row.
You should be happy with that. It's a job well done.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Hopefully my AI character is also happy, as I just nearly bumped over my little, what do you call it? My game case. My game case. It's like on 3 little stupid legs, and I nearly just bumped it over thanks to all the excitement of this crazy event. But guys, we take our second dub. We actually have 2 Americans on the podium this time around with Mr. Hunter and Mr. Curtis. The other nations did not rule as much as they did the previous time. And there you guys can see this event's results. I want to see what the overall results are. Okay, so Martinez is still in P2, but he's tied with Jay Warren, so the Mexican and the Australian. And then Curtis and Hunter have gotten themselves both into the top 6. So this might be really interesting. If I have a little bit of a gander in the final event, which you guys will unfortunately not be seeing this episode, that'll be held for next episode, we can still lose this championship. We just have to see how things go. We'll just have to see how things go. But guys, that has been all the land rush action we have had time for this episode. I merely said rally action because I'm so used to we're driving historic rally or normal rally. I just want to say rally action. But we are now classified as famous. That is actually quite cool. Level 29. I'm famous. I'm famous. I'm famous. Guys, the final event is once again in California, so you guys will see those 2 races the very next episode. And guys, also quickly, I want to apologize for the 2-day delay in the episodes. It's been a 2 hectic days here from my side. And not just that, I also took a bit of a breather so that you guys can get the best possible videos from my side. I'm sure you guys have realized by now I put a lot of effort, time and love into my videos, and I hope you guys see it and appreciate it. If you do, please tell me in the comments if you guys really like the videos. I mean, you who's watching this right now, please tell me in the comments down below right now, do you appreciate my videos? Because I would like to know. And if you guys have any suggestions for me to do in the future, or like to make my editing a bit different, I'm up for new ideas. But guys, what an episode. 4 races where we actually had to fight so hard to get the win. I mean, the brutal AI with the land rush cars are actually really decent. You have to work if you want to get a win. And this buggy just makes it so much more challenging than it should be because it's a hard car to drive. But it's probably one of the most fun cars to drive on Dirt 4. I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely one of the most fun cars I've driven, and I enjoyed every second of this. This is definitely one of my new favorite cars on the Dirt 4 game. But guys, that has been this episode. thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Please, before you go, if you haven't done it yet, please drop a like down below on the video. It's only going to take you 2 seconds, and that is what helps a new YouTuber like myself out the most. Secondly, guys, please, if you don't follow me on my social media platforms, please go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Share this video with your friends and tag me in your post or your story, and I will give you a shout out in a future video. And guys, finally, if this is your first time feasting your eyes on Turbo Fox races and you have not yet hit that subscribe button, what are you doing? Go down below, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode like this on the channel. You guys are amazing. I'm crazy about you guys. And guys, we're almost at 125 subscribers, meaning we are halfway towards the next goal, which is 250. So please share like absolute crazy people. If you're new, hit the subscribe and help us get to that 125. I think we're on 121 as I'm recording this audio, so we're really close. Guys, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Love you guys and have a blast. Cheers!